a PC, or a PlayStation. And then you have the Switch to sort of supplement. So, how big is the market out there for Nintendo Switch owners that want to buy WWE 2K18 and FIFA? Is my question, I guess.
It's probably more geared towards the people that don't have other consoles, and it's a younger generation. So obviously FIFA is one of the biggest games in the world, and soccer is one of the biggest sports in the world. So maybe it's just that it's that geared towards the people that don't have other consoles. Maybe and wrestling's pretty big, so they want to hit that market hard. But honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I would buy a Switch just to play WWE or FIFA. I'd rather buy it for Link or Zelda or whatever.
Yeah, I think the game that it's picking isn't something. Is that your cat?
Batman, what the fuck's he doing? What are you doing, Batman?
Yeah, shout out to my cat Batman, who is jumping onto he just got a fly. He's eating a fly.
Good nice job, buddy. Way to go.
Thanks, Bergen.
He's 100 times more useful than an actual buddy. All right, so
dang,
John, you want to be the replacement for
No, buddy. I'm sorry, but you've earned this.
You
today.
sit in that chair and you take it.
Take it like a man, buddy.
What were we saying, Wyatt?
So much better.
The game that it's taking, there is some nice graphic qualities in the WWE series games, but honestly, though, it's not like it's playing Zero Dawn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not asking for too much, but it has in the past. They've done it in the past with other consoles when new consoles released for Nintendo, where there's this influx of we'll give it a shot, and then it just goes away. So I don't think WWE is we have to wait. It's not the game that's going to show that is it going to be a successful to have that port consistently with multiple games. It's definitely not. I think if they come out with, let's say, the next Resident Evil game and they decide to add it in there, and maybe the graphics aren't as good, but if that's successful as well, or if the game's successful and it's also successful on Nintendo, then there's promising. But I don't think WWE is where it's
developers in general are hesitant.
Yeah.
They still need to see it proved out.
Yeah,
and they're going to
until someone goes through that door first.
Yeah.
And I don't think WWE is going to be the
2K.
It's definitely not going to be the one that's going to be the first to door and people to follow. It's going to be by itself, in my opinion.
It's not going to be a system seller or anything. I think the trade-off is, maybe the graphical quality is a little less, but you get the portability too, right? So if you have the choice and you say, well, hey, do I want to play FIFA on the go? What console can you do that on?
Right.
Only the Switch. So maybe you'll pick it up for the Switch. Then.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Okay, next story. So... Jump strives to be the Netflix for games while still benefiting indie game developers. Chloe Rad from IGN writes, a new on-demand subscription-based video game service called Jump is preparing to launch, offering an initial library of 60 to 100 indie games, playable for the first month for a monthly fee of $10 per month. After a closed beta period running between now and July 24th, with a sample library of about 10 to 20 games, the full service will offer unlimited ad-free playtime for its highly curated library, with about 10 new games added each month for Windows, Mac, Linux, HTC Vive, and Oculus Rift. Jump includes all the standard features of a Netflix or Spotify-style service, including a way to browse recently added games, blah, blah, blah. What do you guys think about this? So one of my issues with indie games in general is that sometimes they're charging too much, straight up. Like a game that's $20 that maybe you don't want to pay for right out of the gate, but you think it looks passably interesting. If you had a service of $10 a month where you could just play it on your Mac or play it on your Xbox or play it on something, is that something you would do, or what do you guys think? Is that good?
I think the mentality, I play a lot of indie games. I just got done playing Soma, which is a game I'll never touch again. The game I played, Gone Home, is truly story. There's no action or any gameplay in that. I went and played. That cost $1.99, but it was on sale.
Mm-hmm.
So
on Steam?
Yeah, on Steam.
Okay.
Now, these games, it's like $20 for just the story. You would do that for a book. You'd pay $20 for a book, maybe. I don't know. I don't read books.
Depends on what the book is.
I don't read them. But
what's a banana cost? Like $10?
Yeah, exactly, right? So you pay that money. But the way I look at it is the same of why I still pay for music. I think I'm maybe the only one in the world that still buys physical CDs. Is I just like to support them. And so when Rocket League comes out with a game like Rocket League, and it's amazing and successful as that was, I want to kind of support them. So I'm willing to pay the $9.99 for that simple game, or $19.99 for Soma, because they've come out, that company's called Realistic something, or I forget the name of their company, but they come up with quite a few games, but it's one every 2 years, and there's just 5 of those guys coming out. And if I were to give them $20, hey, just keep doing it, man. And I think that's why I don't mind paying $20. This concept, though,
how much do the indie games get back, though? I guess from it.
I mean, they get, depends on the game.
Because like Spotify, that's why a lot of artists don't go on
Exactly.
Spotify, because they don't get enough money back.
It's about, last I heard, okay, we just take 70% of our net revenue versus our full revenue, and we pay that to developers based on the amount of time that their game got played over all total minutes of gameplay. Wow, that's really confusing. I can't even follow that.
So basically, you have to play their game for
them to get paid.
That sucks.
But it's either that or nothing, because
Yeah.
these are indie games, and it's like, hey, we can try to market ourselves on Steam alone and try to get, when they pay for it, like 80% of what they buy, or we can do that, and we can go on this where maybe they don't pay anything, or maybe they pay a fee, but we get paid for the amount. It's just like our viewers. It's like a podcast, right? We love there.
You guys.
Yeah, we go on here and we hope you guys listen to us, but we might not get anything, So that's what they're hoping. It's like, hey, what's there to lose at this point? So I guess it's the quality, because isn't it also like they're streaming the game?
It's that's a good question.
See,
I think they're streaming it.
What
It
I'm
is streaming.
nervous about.
It's streaming.
Because not only do you have to have a decently nice, expensive PC to play decent games.
You have a good internet.
You got to have a reliable
Now you
connection.
have to have a good connection,
Yeah.
and that could at any moment go up.
That's
and
a
down.
good point.
Like, what if your roommate's watching Netflix and the other roommate's watching porno,
He's on
and you're
Facebook.
not joining them? You want to go play games?
Yeah. So I had
mistake.
PlayStation Now for a bit. Did you guys
Yeah.
PlayStation Now, where you can play like PlayStation 3 games and stuff like that? It was like $10 a month when it launched, and I tried it for a couple months. It was before they did the remastered Batman games, and I wanted to replay some of those. And it worked fine, but it never actually loaded the textures all the way, because you're streaming it, and you could see some performance issues and stuff from streaming. And I just think imagine how much more bandwidth a streaming game requires than a streaming movie, an interactive game. I mean, I don't know. I'm not one of those internet doctors, but I can tell you that's probably a lot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm interested to see if this works. I would, if they can show me that they're getting good indie titles, it might be something that I would be considering. Dogfight. Roscoe, enough. Hey, stop. Guys, thank you so much for listening to our hot podcast this week. This is why we typically shut the animals out. Here is the next news story. Christopher Nolan remastering the Dark Knight trilogy for 4K. I guess the reason I brought this up and I have this story on here today is just throw them out. Throw the damn dogs out. You're done. You're done. You're cut off. So, do you guys believe in 4K? Are you guys 4K people? I know, Lev, we talked about on the podcast a few times ago that you're looking to get a 4K monitor and stuff. Is it worth it? Is there enough content out there? Now, I have a 4K TV. I love it, but I can't sit here and tell you that unequivocally it looks better than a 1080p TV. Is it worth it at this point? Would you buy remastered versions of The Dark Knight in 4K?
If I had a 4K device, yeah, I would. But I agree with you to your point that I don't know if you really can tell a difference besides it being maybe a richer black or maybe richer in color, But
yeah, it's pretty much about texture, from what I understand, And what Christopher Nolan says is that so as home video formats keep evolving, 4K, particularly 4K with HDR, allows us to give somebody at home an experience that's much more closer. That's ridiculous. Much more closer to what it was like to see the original film prints as projected on film. Film is shot in 6K, so 4K is ostensibly that much closer. So, anyways, I'll probably buy them. I'm a 4K TV owner, and I'm a Batman fan, so I don't really have a choice, I don't think.
I don't know. I'm not willing to drop money for things like that.
How much is that going to be, though? Did it say?
God knows. I mean, right now I've seen 4K Blu-rays on Amazon for $35, $40,
Jesus.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
so expensive.
Yeah, it's just not worth it for that when you're competing with streaming. Now, from what I've heard, when you actually get the physical copy of the 4K, it's much more noticeably different than watching like a streaming 4K
I
thing.
can imagine, yeah.
Which is just like a little bit more compressed, I think. So, I don't know. I would consider it, I guess, for movies like this that I really love. Like, I used to treat Blu-ray as like the ultimate sign of respect for me liking a movie is that I would buy it on Blu-ray. You know, I would have it on Blu-ray. It's like I want to support it, and I like it so much that even if I never really like, if I only watch it like once or twice in the ownership of that Blu-ray, which is pretty much what I've done for all of them, it's just like saying, take my money. I appreciate what you've done. I want to see more of this, so I'm going to buy it.
Do you remember the epic battle a couple decades ago, maybe decade and a half ago, between Blu-ray and HD?
HD DVD, yes. Microsoft.
But
it was
shaking
I
his
don't
head.
remember.
Well, because didn't
We're young.
Xbox used to the Xbox you had to buy like an HD DVD player
Everybody-
attachment for
Yep,
your Xbox
for the 360.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's more epic than the Zune iPod battle. which was
Man, I
pretty
remember that.
lackluster.
The HD DVD had like a red,
red
case
case,
to it
and
instead
then-
of the Blu-ray case.
Honestly, I was surprised by that outcome. If I would have put money on the odds in Vegas, I would have lost. I thought HD was going to win that.
It was
sucker.
really too. It was also really based around.
Porn,
Yeah, was it porn?
probably.
Tell
I mean,
us about
porn
it,
is
Joe.
now shooting in 4K, so 4K is the way of the future. That's why Laserdisc doesn't exist anymore, because porn went to VHS. That's why we have VHS instead of Laserdisc. Then that's why VHS eventually descended out, because porn started to shoot on DVD because you could put more data onto a DVD than you could put on VHS.
Amazing, John. Thank you, John, our resident porn scholar.
Yeah, I was about to say, can we call you in the future with porn questions on the?
No, that's
on the
awesome.
podcast?
Thank you, man. That's really cool. So that is true, though. I think, like, I mean, have you guys ever watched porn?
Where is this going?
So many conversations.
There are so many views on porn videos. It's unbelievable. Every single porn video has like at least 1 million views. I mean, that's like the low end. Like 1 million is the low end amount of views. That's insane. I mean, imagine that industry and the kind of money it makes. It's crazy to wrap your head around.
What counts as a view, though?
6 seconds.
Don't make me explain it.
No, yeah.
Demonstrate, please, for us.
No.
I actually read. I forgot. I got maybe.
You
I'm
actually
not,
read?
I'm not going to. It's gonna take me too long. I'm pretty sure. You know how like all cable or like internet something like there's a big company that almost owns all these companies, like all the entertainment. It's like Comcast or something. Like owns everything. I'm pretty sure like Pornhub owns like 99% of all porn.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Pornhub. If you want to be a sponsor, please let us know.
Like they
Ouch.
own
Wow.
anything. Like if you're watching porn on whatever website you're watching on, it is still produced or made in some way or owned by porn.
It doesn't surprise me that there's like conglomerates out there in a business like
Yeah.
that. And is that business, is it regulated or is it largely unchecked? Like, can there be like a monopoly on porn? I don't know.
I don't know. John?
They recently actually, in California, they recently like mandated that all sex adult performers in porn
Get checked,
had to
right?
they had to get checked regularly and wear condoms.
Wow.
And so now you're actually
Lame.
seeing an exodus.
Raw dog it, man.
Oh,
from
God.
California. So
Sorry, what was that last part?
You're seeing an exodus of porn filming from California now because they don't have to wear condoms outside of California.
Question for you,
Why
John.
do I know this?
Yeah.
How do you know all this shit?
John,
This
what
is
is your
unbelievable.
occupation, real quick?
I am a therapist.
You're a marriage therapist, aren't
I
you?
can be.
You
It's
can
not my
be?
forte.
John's nightly
Is
routine.
porn come up a lot in marriage therapy? I bet it does.
More often than you might think.
Yeah, I bet it does.
John's nightly routine
1
is that
million
he
views, I would hope so.
goes
gonna
to
be doing-
work.
We're going to be
comes
doing
home.
a special with you. If you
What
don't
does
mind,
John do when he
sometime
comes
soon.
home from work?
Yeah, he goes to work. He comes home. He doesn't watch porn. He just reads about
I
it.
do actually. That's not true. No, so like on my news feed on social media, I've subscribed to all these different media outlets, and there's always 1 or 2 articles that pop up about porn, not like porn specifically, but that pop up about porn, like VR porn. That's a weird thing that exists.
It's a new thing.
It's a new thing, and it sounds disgusting.
Oh, man.
But anyway,
You're in it.
So like I read a lot when I get home from work, just like all these different news articles that have collected in my feed throughout the day. Porn comes up pretty regularly for some reason.
Did you
For
guys,
some reason.
don't-
Careful.
on another note, did you guys hear that Facebook's making, you know, how, like they have YouTube Red?
Yeah.
like a TV show. Do you know Facebook's actually doing it now?
Oh,
Monetizing.
really? This
That's
is surprising.
$3 million per episode of whatever they're making is their budget.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg.